Don't let difficult people stop you from getting what you want. Introduction. We have all had to deal with difficult people in our lives. There seem to be more difficult people around today than ever before. It is important that you know how to deal with these people in the right way so that you can get what you want and stay calm and avoid a conflict situation. In this special report, we will provide you with 11 powerful techniques that you can use to deal with difficult people effectively. All of these techniques work well, so take action and never let a difficult person ruin your day again. We have all had to encounter difficult people. Sometimes this happens at our place of work, perhaps at school or college, on the phone when you are trying to get something done. The list goes on and on. Dealing with these people can be frustrating and usually stressful, so in this report, we will show you proven techniques to deal with this effectively. Identifying the different types of difficult people. You may have already experienced difficult people of different types. There are a few different ways that difficult can manifest itself in an individual. You can encounter people that are uncooperative, who will spread nasty rumors about you, who complain about everything and are totally negative, or those that refuse to accept anyone else's opinion. It can be helpful to identify what type of difficult person you are dealing with. You need to understand that this is a personal issue because an individual that may come across as difficult for you may be fine for others. So you need to take into account your own personality, triggers, and preferences, as this will help you to identify what kind of difficult person you are dealing with. Certain people and situations will set you off more than others. Here are some common types of difficult people for you to consider. The perfectionist. You want to get something done urgently, but you are confronted with a perfectionist who takes ages to do anything, and this frustrates you like crazy. The controller. You want something done in a certain way, and a control freak wants to do it their way, making you mad. The aggressor. This person is always aggressive and usually defensive. They're just not nice to deal with at all. The submissive. These people have a total lack of confidence, and they fear failure and leave you feeling that they will never get the job done right. The creative. These people are great if you want to generate new ideas, but if you just want them to do something simple for you, then they can be extremely frustrating. The know-it-all. These people have all of the answers. They will tell you that you are doing things the wrong way and love to get into arguments. There are other types of difficult people, and this is by no means an exhaustive list. Identifying the internal issue. It is a good idea to look inwardly and identify the reactions and triggers that you experience when dealing with difficult people. When you know these factors, you will be more self-aware and prepared for them when they come up again. The best way to do this is to ask yourself some questions to find out why certain people send you over the edge when you are dealing with them. What emotional roller coasters do you experience when you are dealing with a difficult person? What is your reaction when you encounter difficult people? How does a difficult person react to the way that you react? If you feel that this person is a problem, are you developing unhealthy feelings about them? Are you a difficult person that is causing reactions within others? How do others react to you? If you keep experiencing bad reactions and feelings when dealing with difficult people, then this can develop into a vicious cycle. It can get to the point where you react to certain people based on the assumptions that you have built up about them. This then sparks a reaction from you. Usually, we do not know all of the facts when we experience difficult individuals and why they are behaving the way that they do. So, we will just fill in the blanks with our own assumptions and theories and react to these. So let's get into the ways that you can effectively deal with difficult people and not be totally frustrated and stressed out when you encounter them. 1. Shower them with kindness. When you encounter a difficult person, it is only natural that you want to be difficult to them, right? This is especially true if someone is being overly aggressive with you. You feel like you are under attack and you need to get your defenses up as fast as possible. We have all been in this situation, but usually being difficult back to these people doesn't work very well at all. What we recommend you do is when you first encounter a problem like this is to just take a pause and slow right down. Now you want to start being kind to the difficult person. At this point, you may be thinking that this is a crazy thing to suggest, but please bear with us because this works a lot of the time. The problem with you being difficult to them is that things will soon get out of hand and make you more stressed out and frustrated. If you shower the difficult person with kindness, you are very likely to find that this will get you a great deal further than being difficult back to them. The kindness tends to diffuse a potentially volatile situation, and you are far more likely to get what you want when you try this. Let's say that you are on the phone with a difficult person and they are not being helpful at all. Tell them that you are really grateful for taking the time out to deal with your problem and that you thank them very much for that. You can also butter them up by telling them that you are sure they are an expert and can help you. Try this out next time you encounter a difficult individual. It will work in person or on the phone. Difficult people are usually expecting others that they deal with to get angry, so when you use kindness, it shocks them somewhat and breaks their pattern of thinking. 2. Show compassion. When you are dealing with a difficult individual, you have no idea what they are going through in their life. Although there is no excuse for them to be aggressive with you or whatever kind of behavior they are exhibiting, it is useful to take this into account to navigate successfully through the situation. The difficult individual may be going through a really bad time at the moment or have a problem that is really weighing on their mind and you would not want to tackle yourself. So what we are recommending for this next technique is to show the person compassion. This will work for you most of the time. If you show compassion to a difficult individual, then they are most likely to respond to you in a positive way. We all get caught up in our own lives and we go around with our eyes shut when other people would really benefit from an ounce of compassion from us. One of the best skills that you can develop is empathy. This is showing an understanding of someone else's situation. It really works, and you can be compassionate to those people that are driving you crazy to get the result that you want without getting frustrated and totally stressed out. 3. What do you have in common? You could try to use this technique over the phone, but it's probably going to work better in face-to-face situations. Your aim here is to find something that you have in common with the difficult person as a way to create a strong connection with them. Everyone wants to feel part of something and feel like they belong. When you find something that you have in common with someone that is being difficult, it is a great way to get through to them and persuade them to do whatever it is that you want. Maybe you grew up in the same neighborhood with this person, or went to the same school or college. Perhaps you share a common interest in sports, beauty, or any other subject. Do a bit of digging with them and find something that you both share an interest in. This is a very effective technique for soothing the waters with a difficult person. They are very likely to respond to you in a better way if you have something in common. It may take a while to identify this, but it will be worth it in the long run. 4. Keep calm. Imagine this. You receive an email from someone that you work with which immediately sends you into a rage. You are relying on this person to complete an important project and they are being difficult and putting everything in jeopardy. Your immediate reaction is to go and have it out with them. There are some people that just seem to make things as difficult as they can for others. The perception is that they get a kick out of making everyone's life harder and a lot more confusing. If you do not take a pause when things like this happen, then the situation is only likely to get a lot worse. What we are recommending that you do is to pause for a moment and stay calm before you respond to this person. It is easier to do this if you have received an email and are not on the phone with them or in a face-to-face meeting. Whatever situation you find yourself in, just pause and keep calm. When you are calm, you can think clearly about what to do about a problem. The second that you move away from calm, your rational thought process will be impaired. There may actually be a very good reason why this person appears to be difficult, so keep calm and sort it out. 5. Tell them where you are coming from. In this technique, you will share with the difficult person where you are coming from. This can make a big difference to the situation and can certainly help you to get what you want. When you share your side of the story, they will be able to see things from a different perspective, which can change their thinking and behavior in a positive way. Avoid the temptation to fall back to a standard script when dealing with difficult people. Always try to provide some useful context to a situation so that there is greater understanding on the part of the difficult individual. You can butter them up a bit by telling them that they are the only person that can help you with this problem and that you would really appreciate their help. So instead of getting angry and frustrated, just share everything with them to get them on board. 6. Show them respect. Even when you want to tear someone's limbs off for being so difficult, it is much better to show them respect. This is not always easy to do because you may feel that they are not showing you any respect. You need to get over that and just do it anyway. Nobody wants to be treated in a way where they feel incompetent or stupid. Most people will launch into a tirade of abuse with difficult people, insinuating or saying outright that they are useless and stupid. The other person is not going to take this lightly, and you will have very little chance of getting what you want if you do this. So, show respect to them instead. Be polite and tell them that you really need their help. Tell them that you know they are the best person to tackle the problem. Always treat others as you want to be treated, even if they are being really difficult. 7. What can you control? Focusing on things that you have no control over is a waste of your time and energy. So when you encounter a difficult person, take the time to think about what you can control in this situation. Is there someone else that can help you rather than the difficult person? If so, then you can go to them. If you work for or are dealing with a large organization, there are usually other people that can help you rather than the difficult individual. So take the time to find out what your options are. In this way, you avoid dealing with the difficult person altogether, which will be good for your sanity. 8. Just ignore difficult people. If you don't have to deal with people that you know are difficult, then don't. Okay, you have some great techniques to deal with them in this respect, but if there is a path of less resistance, we recommend that you always take it. If you have a coworker or someone else in your life that is difficult, then do your best to ignore them. This may not always be possible, but do what you can. Yes, this is avoiding the problem, but it can save you a great deal of time, energy, and potential frustration. If you run your own business and have a very difficult customer, then think seriously about not dealing with them anymore. Nobody likes to lose business, but sometimes it is just for the best. It is not going to be easy to tell them, but explain that their needs are likely to be better served by another business. It will be a great relief to you. 9. Do you fear conflict? You need to be honest with yourself here. Do you fear conflict with others? If so, it could be the reason that you feel difficult people are walking all over you. You have to overcome this conflict fear and be able to stand up for yourself when people are being difficult with you. Now, we are not recommending that you get into a conflict with every difficult person that you encounter here. What we are recommending is that you work on your fear of conflict so that you can set boundaries and prevent these people from treating you badly. 10. Rise above difficult people. Most of the time, you will be frustrated by difficult individuals because you perceive their behavior to be completely irrational. What we recommend that you do here is not to fall into the trap that they set for you. Many people will fall right in and then become emotionally charged and start a conflict. Never try to beat a difficult individual at their own game. Be sure to create emotional distance from them and approach all of your interactions with them as if you were their therapist. Just focus on the facts when you are dealing with these people and don't get involved in the emotional chaos. 11. Establish boundaries. A lot of people fail to establish boundaries with difficult people and end up going off the deep end as a result. They feel that if they have to work with a difficult individual, for example, that they have no way of controlling the situation. But this is not true. After a while of dealing with this kind of person, you will begin to see patterns in their behavior. This will allow you to think carefully about when you have to put up with them and when you don't. Even if they are a colleague on your team, it does not mean that you have to interact with them in the same manner as you do with other team members that are not difficult to deal with. You can set up a boundary with them, which dictates when and where you will interact with them. Boundaries give you a degree of control, which you need in these kinds of situations. If you ignore this and let things take their course, then you will be open to their irrational behavior at all times. When you set a boundary, then it is essential that you stick to it. Difficult people will often try to encroach on your boundaries if they think that you are minimizing the time that you interact with them. Don't let them do this to you. Conclusion. It is an unfortunate reality of life that some people are just difficult to deal with. You now have 11 great ways to tackle this and get the results that you want. Be sure to follow the techniques presented in this report so that these people do not drive you crazy and stress you out.